Well, we've hardly had time to draw breath, and it's the quarter-final of the women's team event, and it is the current champions, China, against Korea DPR. The players now enter the arena. They line up, and they will now be introduced to the crowd by the MC. There is an incredible number of supporters here at the Yoyogi Stadium for Korea DPR. A few thousand up in the higher seats. Li Xiaoxia there, current world and Olympic champion. Delighted to say, sat next to me in the commentary box, Sebastian Hallen. Sebastian, you're probably the expert on the current trends in modern table tennis, having been to most of the major events in the last 12 months. Can you see a shocking store here?
Well, Don, first of all, let me say good to be here at your side at a major event. Last time you and I did a game together was in Paris at the World Championships, and now we're here in Tokyo at another world event here, so great to be here. And I have to say, since we already saw this match during the group stage, with women's table tennis, I think it's sad to say, but still it's gotten to a point where I would say anything besides a 3-0 for China could be a sensation.
I have to agree. I guess when you got the top 5 players in the world all playing for the same team, it's a very, very formidable task. And of course, even going back to 1993, when I was here as a young captain for a young coach of the England team, even back then the Chinese women were virtually unbeatable. However, I'm sure Korea DPR will give it their best shot. And now the players have been introduced to the crowd. They've shaken hands with each other. And now we prepare for the first match. As always, each match is the best of 5 games. And the overall match consists of 5 games, or 5 matches, I should say. And the first match will feature Gyong. There we see it on screen, and there is her opponent, and it doesn't come much better than Li Xiaoxia, the world and Olympic champion, currently ranked number 3, 26 years of age. Always seems to have bandages and support, Sebastian, when she comes out to play, but I've never seen it affect her performance.
Well, actually, she was injured on her elbow. At least that was the case in the early part of last year, 2013, but you're right. But I don't think it will affect her here at all. Otherwise, she would not be playing at this quarterfinals. This is for the medal. We have to remember the winner here, guaranteed 3rd place. Of course, that is not the goal that the Chinese team had set for itself. But it's at least what Korea DPR will be fighting for.
Confirmation of the first match, Li Xiaoxia against Gyong. The players now will have a 2-minute pre-match practice. Just keeping the ball going nice and steady, grooving the shots. Just get the feet moving a little bit. Get used to the flight of the ball. They'll have been in the training hall preparing for this match. Then they come into this massive gymnasium, the Yoyogi gymnasium. Flight, speed of ball could be slightly different. But there you go. How about that for an impressive CV? world champion, Olympic champion, and ironically, Sebastian, they used to call her Mrs. Runner-Up or Mrs. Number 2.
Miss Number 2 was her name, that's right. A label that she received after running up in major events up until, you saw that there, 2011, the World Championships, where she scored runner-up, lost to Ding Ning in the finals, but still, that has all but changed, and she's proven the critics wrong. As you said, in women's table tennis, does not come better than Xiaoxia.
I also find it very interesting, Sebastian, that two of the players playing for Korea DPR are actually unranked. We don't see a lot of the players on the world circuit. They only come out once or twice a year. They're clearly highly ranked players, but don't actually have an official ITTF ranking.
Exactly. And I agree with you there. The quality of play we've seen from the men's and the women's teams from Korea DPR really outstanding. A lot of players of them surely would be among the top 10 in the world.
It's a great shame. As you say, they're excellent players, entertaining to watch. And that was a little nod there from Xiaoxia to Gyong. They're both ready to start this women's quarter-final contest. Xiaoxia just throwing the ball up, just seeing how the air movement affects the flight of the ball. She's happy, and she's serving love all first game. And straight away you can hear the rapturous applause, and now the chant from the Korea DPR supporters. There's a few thousand of them here, if not more.
2 points straight off the bat for Gyong. You can hear the very vocal supporters here chanting.
Streak of delight from Xiaoxia as she opens her account. Kongling Hui there in the blue tracksuit, the head coach now for the Chinese women. What a great player he was too. Had the pleasure of watching him win the Olympic title, men's singles in Sydney 2000, and also watching him win the men's singles world title, Tianjin 1995. So there's a fair bit of pedigree with the two Chinese coaches. Both of them have won the Olympics and both of them have won the Worlds. Kongling Hui, Liu Guliang. But I'll tell you what's interesting, Sebastian. I don't know what you feel on this one. He's got to be thinking about what his team's going to be in the semi-final, final. Highly likely they're going to get there. It's who is he going to pick? Has he decided these three players playing here, Li Xiaoxia, Liu Shiwen, Zhu Yuling, are these three players he's going to back for the final? Ding Ning, of course, is an incredible player. She played in the group match. She won 3-0, and now she's sitting on the bench. What do you think? Is this his lineup, or is he still edging his bets and experimenting?
Kongling Hui will, of course, be trying to use as many players as he can. Of course, Ding Ning, a top player in the world, as you say, sitting on the bench today, but it's hard not to place a top player in the world on the bench when you have such a team as the team of China. Zhu Yuling did a good job in the match, in the group stage match, actually, against Korea DPR, where they won, as you've said, 3-0. Li Xiaoxia, I think, will be from now on playing every match. And it's always the question between Liu Shiwen and Ding Ning. Completely different playing styles, but equally as effective. And so far, they have not lost a match so far.
Li Xiaoxia now leads 5-3. I must confess, Sebastian, I'd be a little bit boring, but I'd go for 1, 2, and 3 in the world. I'd have Li Xiaoxia, Liu Shiwen, and Ding Ning. But then again, you've seen a lot more of Zhu Yuling. She's only a youngster. She's 19 years of age. Clearly, they're promoting her. Will they play her in the semi-final, final? Time will tell. But of course, first of all, they've got to get over this hurdle. And as we've said, Korea DPR have truly world-class players. But Li Xiaoxia, 7-3.
Had some troubles there setting into the rhythm of the match. Lost the first 2 points, but not much after that.
Gyong thought there was backspin on the ball there. She lifted quite hard with the backhand. There was no backspin, or not as much backspin as she thought. And she lifts the ball off the end of the table. 3 points to 8.
Let me just come back real quick to the group stage here. Korea DPR in Group A. It's got the second position after the group stage with 4-1 games. The one match, of course, lost against China. Then a 3-0 win over Ukraine propelled them into this quarterfinals, where China was already qualified for the quarterfinals after the group stage, which they sailed through, and it was just fantastic. I was having a closer look at this. Not only did they win with all 5 matches, that is, so 5-0, but it was also 15-0 in matches. And get a hold of your seat, it's 45-7 games. And that's just dominant. There's no other word for that.
9-4. Xiaoxia now 2 points away from this first game. Well, that was a good spinny forehand topspin from Ri. She used her feet well. She got round on the backhand side. Good topspin, and there we see the supporters from Korea DPR. They're in fine form. What a great group of supporters also. I had the privilege of commentating the men's match between Korea DPR and the Republic of Korea. And of course, there's great rivalry there, but absolutely wonderful support. The Korea DPR supporters were flying the United Korea flag. They were applauding the Republic of Korea players. Obviously, they were supporting their own players more. You wouldn't expect any less, but it was a wonderful occasion. And there we have 4 game points for Xiaoxia with that strong topspin.
As soon as you give Xiaoxia the opportunity to play a topspin, you're immediately on the back foot for the rest of the rally. She's just so calm and collected. If the opportunity presents itself, she goes for it. Takes the first one, no questions asked. 11-6, 1-0 the lead for Xiaoxia. Welcome back to the second game here, and by the way, to all the viewers from all around the world, if you want to participate in this broadcast, feel free to drop us a tweet. Use the handle at ITTF World and the hashtag TTokyo 2014. Ask us any questions. We'll do our best to answer them on the air.
Good topspin from Ri. And certainly well appreciated by the supporters. You just saw then on the screen.
1-1.
Top edge of the racket from Lee. And the ball flies up into the air, and it's point to Lee. We have a Lee and a Ri. Xiaoxia, of course, China. There she is. And Ri Mi Gyong.
Perfect length on the serve, really. And sometimes we see these half-long serves, they are meant as short serves and then drift out due to nervousness or anxiousness of the player, but I don't think that was the case here with Xiaoxia. That was absolutely deliberate. fantastic serve.
Unlucky there, Rhee. I think the tactics were right. She has to gamble. She has to throw caution to the wind. Here she goes. She goes round early. Had she made the forehand topspin down the line, I think it would have been a winner, but it wasn't to be. 1-3.
The question always is, what do you do against Li Xiaoxia, a player with seamlessly no flaws, at least? Very good on the acceleration over the table, and once you push her back from the table, if that happens at all, she still has a strong topspin on both wings. But look at that, just the angle, the movement there goes to show you why she is Olympic champion and world champion. Currently number 3 in the world. This is just due to the fact that she's not been playing many tournaments on the World Tour.
Xiaoxia spraying the ball around the table, as you see on the replay, but Gyong was equal to it. She was retrieving. Often referred to as appling after the famous Swedish player Michael Appelgren, who was the world's best at dropping away from the table, top spinning the ball back, keeping it fairly tight, hence the name the Apple.
Appling, never heard that, but another word into my table tennis vocabulary here. I've learned so many here. Learned about violins and banana flicks and so forth.
It's been interesting working with the team when you think we've had English commentary, Irish commentary, Scottish commentary, German commentary, American commentary. I've heard about playing with bats, playing with rackets, playing with paddles.
Exactly.
It's been fascinating listening to all the different terminology. Hope it's not caused too much confusion, but it's the way the sport is. Different cultures in different countries. I guess that's reflected in the commentary. But one thing for sure that isn't said any difference, and that is that the Chinese are totally dominant. And here we see Gyong playing well, but she's 7-3 down. What can she do, as you say, Sebastian?
Spraying the ball there, cross court, trying to force Li Xiaoxia to make more steps to the right, but she's so fast into that corner. Even hit it early on the bounce, was not forced back from the table at all. Heavy backspin serve. Once again, 9-3, 2 points to go. Little over 15 minutes of game time here. 2 games under her belt already. Clever serve of Gyong. Mixing it up, going for the long serve into the body, but just not working.
A flick off the end of the table. And a 10-3, 11-3 I should say, victory for Li Xiaoxia. She leads by 2-0. So the players back out at the table for the third game. This match started late. It was about 40 minutes later than scheduled, owing to an epic battle in the men's team event between Chinese Taipei and Korea Republic. And if you get a chance to have a look at that match on the ITTF website, it's well worth it, particularly the game between Zhou Si-hook and Chuang Chi-yuan. One of the best games I've ever seen.
Exactly, me too. All the commentators were standing on their feet during that match. That was really, as you say, epic, goosebumps inducing.
I'm sure the organisers will be delighted with the fact that, having dropped behind schedule, there's every chance when China hit the table, you're looking at 3-0 and we're back on time. So China coming to the rescue, I suspect. I say that in the kindest way. Ri Mingyong here is playing well. She's playing some excellent table tennis, but playing against Li Xiaoxia is tough, to say the least.
A bit lucky here. Good fortune on the side of Li Xiaoxia. She apologizes for it.
Interesting there that the supporters from Korea DPR didn't quite see that one. They're high up in the galleries, in the cheaper seats. It's a long way up there.
3, 2.
Xiaoxia mistiming the backhand topspin, proving she's only human after all.
Yeah, I was going to say something along that line as well. For any other player, we would not comment on that. Missing a backhand, this just happens. On Li Xiaoxia, it seems out of character almost.
Very good backhand from Ri. Brushed up the back of the ball. Top spin.
4-4.
Again, Ri did the right thing there. She gambled, she ran around the backhand. You see it on the replay. There she goes. And again, if that had gone on the table, I think she'd have won the points. She's given herself chances, and that's exactly what she should be doing. It's all she can do when she's up against such a formidable opponent as Li Xiaoxia.
I like how she takes her time here, slowing down the flow of the game. Just to break the rhythm of Ri Mingyong, who was really in this third game settling in much better than compared to the first two. At this stage here, at a World Team Championships, you do everything in your power in order to win. That means taking your time at the serve, then so be it.
Great flick by Ri Mingyong. In over the table, good footwork. And then straight through the back of the ball. Well done.
Let 5-6.
Oh, wow.
7,
Once
5.
again, once that push is just a little too high, a little too long, it almost equals a point for Li Xiaoxia. She's never missed a beat so far. Other players will, on some other occasion, push it back, try for a flick, or just mess up the timing in general. Not so Li Xiaoxia.
Backhand topspin from Li Xiaoxia, catching the top of the net. Flew off the end of the table. And certainly, Rimi Gyong responding well to the challenge. She's only 23 years of age. She's unranked in the world by the mere fact that she's not been out there playing on the world circuit. And she's clearly top-class player. What a great return serve. Drifted slightly long, straight down the line.
I don't believe this was on purpose this time. It was really a short serve gone wrong. 7-0.
There they are, the Korea DPR supporters. And certainly Rimi Gyong giving them quite a bit to cheer about in this third game, 8-7. Serve drifted long.
Yeah.
Almost made the block there, Ree. Just couldn't quite control the pace on the ball.
Just in the blink of an eye, switch to all-out attack, Li Xiaoxia. Once she felt that serve was drifting out a bit long, went on the attack. Again, very deliberate action, half-long serve, waiting for the softer topspin of her opponent and then brushing it back onto the table. Fully in control of this match here, despite the score. And the coach from Korea DPR taking a timeout here. Sort of an emergency break before it might all be over.
I think you're right there, Sebastian. Of course, if she loses this game, it is all over. He probably felt, why not? I've got a timeout to use. I think it'd be a good idea to break the momentum that Li Xiaoxia's probably just edged. She won the last point. It's been fascinating to watch the timeouts over the various world championships that we've covered. I would say the trend here has been early calls. First game, second game. When they first introduced timeouts, the majority were taking fourth game, fifth game, towards the end of the match. Now I think we're seeing much earlier calls.
Of course, has to do with the format of a best-of-5 game. I've been doing a little survey here among the commentators on the air. And what would you say, Don? Do you like best-of-7 more than best-of-5?
That's a good question. I mean, it's fascinating here. We've had 3 4-hour matches at best-of-5. Can you imagine if it was best-of-7 in the team event? We'd have to bring our tents to camp out overnight for some of the games. So I think best-of-5.
I tend to agree. Makes for a shorter, more action-packed and more intense match, such as this has been, I'm saying, since match point to Li Xiaoxia. Is it the first point for China?
There it is, Li Xiaoxia with the counter topspin. And a great performance by Rimi Gyong, particularly in that third game. She's going to be very proud of her performance, but on the screen, the inevitable 3-0 victory for Li Xiaoxia. China lead by 1 match to 0.